when the Yankees suck like this, it has to get covered. It does. Because they're actually flying under the radar. Believe it or not.
They're flying under the radar sucking?
No, because how much time are we spending right now talking about teams that were supposed to be good and are not, like the Cardinals, Padres, and Mets, especially this time of year, because some of them might be selling off parts. What about the Yanks? They're in last place in the AL East. Starting to look bleak for them. Sure, Judge is going to come back at some point. I did a few podcast appearances yesterday for some Yankee shows, and I was like, just so you know, just Judge coming back might not fix everything. It's still one human being. And now more than ever, if I'm an opposing team, if I'm you, am I not going, when Judge is back and assuming that he's at his finest, am I going, there it is?
Yeah, I'm going, why are we pitching to this guy? If I'm catching and you've seen what the rest of the team has done for these 2 months that he's been out, I'm like, skip. Judge, first base. Make him steal second and third. Make him get 2 hits for him to score because no one else is hitting. They fired the hitting coach. Tried that. They lost 2 or 3 to Colorado. They got swept by the Angels. Aaron Boone. Listen, I love Aaron Boone. He's a great dude, fun to talk to. He's starting to feel it though, because you start watching his press conferences after these games. It's not the old, "Oh, we'll be okay." It's like we got to start playing better now. Like, and you can see his face. You want to be a big league manager, huh? That's why people are like, "You want to manage?" I'm like, have you seen the way these guys look after a year? It's like presidents. You age like 10 years per year.
But it's not, in my mind, I don't think it's his fault.
It's not, but he takes the heat. You don't see Brian Cashman in front of the cameras every day after a game. Who do you see?
You see the manager. The manager's the spokesman. But true or false, the manager has less control now than they ever have. They don't build the roster. They don't do the call-ups. They get a lot of lineup advice. They get a lot of script advice in terms of who you're using for your bullpen.
True.
The front office should be number one in the blame game in today's game.
It's not, though.
Oh, you're saying the players?
No, it's not number one, because you know who hires and fires the manager?
The owner and the GM.
The front office.
Right.
So there's like, we're doing a great job. He's just not putting him in the right spot. Let's fire
bullshit.
the hitting coach. Oh, let's fire the manager. Let's try a new manager. You see it in different organizations. How many times certain organizations change managers with the same results?
White Sox?
I didn't say it. but what hasn't changed there? The front office people hasn't changed, right? So you look at organizations
for a quarter century.
Well, again, you said it. But look at the teams, right? They don't change the front office. It's the manager, because again, we've beaten this to death. When the general manager says, "Oh, I just fired the manager. I'll just get a new manager. That gives me 2 or 3 more years because I got my guy this time," or "I'm going to rebuild with my guy. Wait till my players get there." Well, wait, what? Like, I personally, I played when I first came up. It was manager had all the power.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Kelly, when I came up with Twins, we had Terry Ryan as our GM. Tom Kelly was like up here. Terry Ryan was like down here. As far as power. Yes, Terry Ryan had power.
Roster decisions?
Oh, if Tom Kelly was
trades?
I don't know about trades, but on the big league roster, if Tom Kelly said you weren't going to play for the Twins, it didn't. You could go down to AAA and hit 700 for the whole year. And if he didn't want you there, he'd be like, nope. Won't. And if he called you, David Ortiz. Tom Kelly was gone, but he didn't like David Ortiz because he hit the ball the other way, couldn't bunt. But now he went to Boston and they told him hit homers, and he hit homers and went to the Hall of Fame. But it was just a different time. And now, because the GMs and all the information, the manager is more of a communicator / therapist / how do I make my players understand the numbers? That's the main role now of a manager, is communicate the numbers to the players, communicate what the front office is saying about the players in a good way to the players, and make the players feel comfortable. It's hard, man. It's
so now tell me what you're doing.
Listen, it's not Aaron Boone's fault. It's not. He's doing the best he can. Is there some decisions he makes that fans are going to say, "Oh, he's an idiot"? Of course, but that's every fan base in every sport. But he's doing the best he can with the team he's been given. What did Bill Parcells say? If you want me to cook the dinner, at least let me shop for the groceries, right?
Yeah, well, that's not how it works. So, okay. But the dude who does shop for the groceries, so let's say you're the owners of the Yanks.
We role-playing again today, 2 days in a row?
Yeah, we're going to do it every day. People loved it. You're Steinbrenner. What are you doing?
I'm Hal Steinbrenner.
Yeah.
I'm
What's your
saying
move?
get fucking better.
To who?
Everybody.
Okay. Thanks, dude who can't swing a bat or hit a baseball, who has a lot of money thanks to his dad. Thanks, bud. What else you got?
Do fucking better.
That doesn't do shit.
It does. If you
What's your move? What's your move?
you
Are you
gotta,
buying big at the deadline?
You have to do something.
Are you
to
putting
shake
pressure
it up.
on your front office?
You have to do something to shake it up, because this is basically the same team from last year. Rodon is the only major addition, right? Because the rest is pretty. I mean, you got Donaldson, Volpe, who's new, but Torres is there, Rizzo was there, Trevino and Higashioka, right? Bader was there at the end of last year. Judge is still there. They got rid of Hicks, who they said was the problem.
Not a problem.
He's raking in Baltimore.
Yep.
Right? Their left fielder right now is IKF, who's not an everyday. I mean, I guess he is, but he's more of like a utility guy. Stanton has not been great. He's always hurt too. I mean, he hits homers when he's in there, but that's about it. And then the pitching staff is pretty much the same as it was last year. You had Rodon, who missed until July, and since he's come back hasn't been very good. So that's not on the manager. The manager is like, okay, well, I've got these players. So you've got to do something, and this is not the Yankees way, but it's almost what the Cardinals are going to go through now. You got to do something to just completely shake it up.
But what?
That's why Brian Cashman's been there for 26 years. I don't know what.
Sell at the deadline?
Sell, but try to kind of do what teams have tried to do. Thread the needle where you sell, but you buy at the same time.
Reload.
What was it? The Twins a couple years ago, they acquired a guy, they traded him, and then they still made the playoffs. Remember that one?
Kind of.
It was Jaime Garcia. They traded for him. A week later, they lost a bunch of games. They traded him away, and then they still snuck into the postseason. Right? Yeah. So that was like kind of, they didn't mean it to go like that, but they kind of threaded the needle.
Yep.
Like, can you thread the needle as not a good team right now, last place team in your division? I mean, I know they're over 500. I get all that, but you're still in last place. Can you thread the needle, make some major moves, but still keep your core happy, intact, and ready for a longer run?
I don't like that plan, but okay.
No, but
the Boston Red Sox kind of did that last year. Like, what are we doing? And it was terrible. One other layer to this, specifically to yesterday, with the Yankees losing again and having nothing to show on offense and Rodon not pitching well. It's a lot of our crew right now in the chat saying, can you please go over two things? Number one, Carlos Rodon.
I didn't get that one.
A little kiss.
Why?
Oh, I bet you Yanks fans were all over his ass out there in Anaheim. And he just did I've done that before. I got sucker punched right to that. But I did it once.
By who?
I don't want to get into it.
No, you can't. You can't even. You can't.
Another time. And then also Tommy Kahnle. No. I'll give it to you maybe at the
Tommy
end.
Kahnle nailed it.
Tommy Kahnle destroyed a cheap ass fan. They need a new, nicer fan in there anyway. That fan looked like it was from the janitor's closet in my elementary school in 1995.
Tommy Kahnle. Great snap, brother.
That was a great snap. What is Aaron Boone saying to him? Tommy, that was excellent. You saved me an ejection today because I was going to go do something to fire up the boys, but instead, we'll get you a new fan.
You don't see a lot of that anymore. You don't see as many snaps as you used to see. There used to be a lot of them because of things like social media and the TV.
Who cares? I think it looks good. I think you win fans over.
Yes, it shows you care. I do believe that. But also, people don't really like to see it because they say, oh, you look like a baby. But listen, for those 15 seconds when you throw something and break it, you feel so good. And then as soon as it's over, you're like, why did I do that?
I don't even feel that way. I've broken stuff before, and I feel fine. As long as it's something that's not like a cherished possession for someone. A fucking fan in a dugout, that is the perfect thing to smash.